So as for the question, would I recommend the book? Nope. Unless you're specifically asking for a recommendation that takes family relationships to a whole new disturbing level, and not even in like a good thriller sort of way, then this book is never going to make it to a list of books I would recommend. Hi, my name is Tara Westwell and welcome back to Panic at the Book Club. This week we're discussing Credence by Penelope Douglas. If you like reading fiction, anything romance, fantasy, or even thriller related, then I suggest you head on over to the channel's intro video where you can find out more information on how you can take part in this online book club. We list the next 4 books down below and on TikTok along with the discussion dates. That means you can choose the genre that best suits you and the best time frame to read it in. We also accept your book feedback in a wide manner of ways. Post your comment below a video, send in a voice note, or even send in a short video clip of you discussing the book. Alternatively, you can just send me a direct message on Instagram. 3 of them, 1 of her, and a cabin in the woods. Let the hot winter nights ensue. Tiernan doesn't care about anything anymore. The only child of film producer and his starlet wife, she's grown up with wealth and privilege, but not love or guidance. Shipped off to boarding school from an early age, it was still impossible to escape the loneliness and carve out a life of her own. The shadow of her parents' fame followed her everywhere, but when they suddenly passed, she knows she should be devastated. But has anything really changed? I mean, she's always been alone. Jake Vanderberg is her father's stepbrother and her only living relative. He assumes guardianship over Tiernan, who's 2 months shy of her 18th birthday. Sent to live with him and his 2 sons, Noah and Caleb, in the mountains of Colorado, Tiernan soon realises that these men now have a say in what she chooses to care and not care about. As the 3 of them take her under their wing, teaching her to work and survive in the remote woods far away from the rest of the world, Tiernan soon finds a place amongst them. And as a part of them, she soon realises that lines blur and rules are easy to break when no one's watching. One of them has her, the other one wants her, and he's going to keep her. Just your friendly spoiler alert, if you haven't read this book yet, I would suggest going and doing that first, because beyond this point there will probably be spoilers. What in the hell did I just read? The chapters were fine. I mean, they're a little on the lengthy side, but it wasn't exactly a difficult read. I mean, it was a difficult read, but it wasn't exactly a challenging read, if you know what I mean. I don't think I've ever DNF'd a book, but at around the 20% mark, it got damn close. I think Penelope could have written this in a way where Tiernan didn't have to be a 17-year-old girl and these guys didn't have to be related. Like, I get it. They weren't technically family. Distant step family that she didn't even really know about. Not blood related, but still. Like, she still called him uncle and he seemed to enjoy that a little too much. Honestly, was something in the water or something? Because real people don't interact like that. Like, I like the Twisted series and I'm a big fan of Haunting Adeline, so I'm no stranger to smut. It's got nothing to do with that. But I just couldn't get over that age gap. I couldn't get over the fact that she continued to call him uncle. It was just really uncomfortable and super cringy. Everyone was obsessed with sleeping around in a really cringy and unrealistic way. I mean, even the people in town were really weird. Like, getting jealous because someone pretty came to town and they might steal the men's attention away from them. Like, what? I just don't understand why it was written that way. I think it actually would have been a lot more enjoyable to read if it wasn't for all of those cringy and uncomfortable elements that, in all honesty, I think would have been super easy to leave out or rewrite. And maybe it would have even made some of the characters more likable because, in all honesty, anyone who's willing to sleep with their 17-year-old step-niece is just too gross to justify with even book logic. The last half of the book was actually a lot more interesting. I mean, it actually focused on a storyline, one that I think was pretty interesting. So, in my opinion, I think she should have focused a lot more on that. I enjoyed the topic about mental health with this book and how the main character was going through a process of trying to figure out who she is. I think it definitely added to it, but I don't think it made up for all of those things that I just really didn't like about this book. So as for the question, would I recommend the book? Nope. I honestly just don't have much more to say other than I just wouldn't recommend it. Like, if you're wanting a romance recommendation, I got you. If you're wanting a romance with a little bit of spice, or even a dark romance with a whole lot of spice, I got you. But unless you're specifically asking for a recommendation that takes family relationships to a whole new disturbing level, and not even in like a good thriller sort of way, then this book is never going to make it to a list of books I would recommend. So will I be reading any more of Penelope Douglas? Unfortunately, I think it's pretty safe to assume that I won't be in a rush to add any more of Penelope Douglas to my bookshelf. But let me know what you thought. Did you enjoy the book? So I never usually do this before I do my review, but when I was seriously considering DNFing the book, I took a quick sneak peek at some of the reviews and stumbled across some absolute gems. Such a wholesome book about family bonding. Like, I'm not really sure how I was meant to take this review, considering that they rated it 3 stars, but I thought it was hilarious. I illegally downloaded this and still have buyer's remorse. Has anyone checked in with the straight people recently? Are they okay? Every character in this book needs therapy, and now I do as well. I'm not entirely sure what I just read, to be honest. Me neither. DNF, but I need therapy regardless. That was almost me. Penelope Douglas took family bonding time a little too far. But let me know what you thought. Did you enjoy the book? Next week we'll be discussing Tempest of Tea by Hafsah Faizal, so don't forget to get your comments and thoughts in by Monday the 15th of April at the latest to be a part of the discussion. You can now do this on YouTube, TikTok or Instagram. The following week will be 9 Perfect Strangers, but don't forget, if you do need a little bit longer to read a book, we do now list the next 4 books down below and on TikTok, along with the discussion dates. That way you can choose the genre that best suits you and the best time frame to read it in. Thank you all for joining, and if you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It's always appreciated, and I will see you next week. Bye.